Good morning, everybody. So first of all, just I guess first we'll talk about the ongoing COVID situation. We're asking everybody to go ahead and continue, whether you have kids coming on campus or not, whether you're in the hybrid program or you're in the online program, to go ahead and fill out the COVID survey each morning, the health assessment. Um, we're still trying to make sure that once we return to school, that we're going to be able to stay in school, that it's going to be something that we can maintain. Um, I have every indication that we're going to be able to return on the 25th, but looking at case rates in the county and the state, there's absolutely no guarantee of that right now. I know the radio and TV is saying that health people believe that the new COVID rates will spike somewhere around the 25th, more or less. Um, but different communities will vary, obviously, as far as that goes, and I think we need to be aware that there might be some um, additional cases that we need to take into account so that once we open, we can stay open for the rest of the year. I mean, that's really our goal. um, we as of I guess this week, teachers now are beginning to start getting some of the COVID vaccines, or at least we're now eligible to do that. We haven't really received any information from the district what the plan is for um, how that's going to look yet. But I know that some teachers have already, been in contact with their healthcare providers, and they've already started getting on the list for that fairly quickly. Um, some folks are getting it as quickly as early next week. Um,
Great.
don't really know, obviously what the effect that's going to have, how quickly that's going to be able to 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 get out there and get going. But and there are always going to be those folks on staff that have health conditions that preclude some of those vaccinations and different things. But for the most part, with that being added to what we were already doing, pretty confident that once we are able to come back, we're going to be able to stay back for the rest of the year. Um, kind of jump around a little bit. The we have some spring events coming up that the students are planning. Mock trial has begun. Plant has begun already practicing. Miss Armijo has a team of about 15 to 20 kids. I think it varies kind of day to day, um, that are meeting virtually at different places, practicing for mock trial this year. The competition is all virtual. It's all done by Zoom. We're going to compete against all the other high schools in the county, just like we did last year. But last year we got to go, obviously to San Diego to the courthouse. This year it's all going to be on Zoom, but we'll have it'll be done kind of like court's been done during the COVID era. So there'll be a judge on the screen. The kids will have the opportunity to act as lawyers. Um, we'll have everything will proceed apace like that. That competition begins at the end of February. In March, we're actually planning to have a theater performance at the end of March. We don't have a set date yet. The more information will be coming out about that. We've also been really ASBs are really engaging with a number of spirit activities, games, competitions. A lot of that happens on Friday mornings as they're doing their announcements. They kind of set those things up. Um, we're looking at kind of expanding that. So one of the things that we've been talking about doing to kind of help with engagement is to do different contests where every kid that's in every class engaged, turn in all their work for a 2 week period, gets put into a drawing. We'll have some gift cards or stuff like that the kids can draw. Um, we we have students that are running with Ainsley's Angels event starting on June 30th in Fallbrook to raise awareness for special needs communities. It's a great organization where the kids get to work with differentially abled students, and they basically run a marathon with them. Um, so that continues to go on. So far, that hasn't been canceled yet. That's virtual. We really don't know what's going on with CIF right now. I just noticed that a announcement came to my email this morning. I haven't had a chance to read it. Um, right now, we know, or at least we believe, that the field sports like cross country and track will be scheduled towards the this continuing the semester, as well as golf. So we'll still be doing those events. We might be allowed to do other sports depending upon what the case rates look like in the county in March, April. But right now we know that we're going forward with cross country and golf um, right now. So that's kind of that. Um, the the state has announced as of last week that the federal government is unwilling to give a waiver to the state for a second year of not doing state testing. So as of this week, we have begun planning to do the cast, the and some of the cast, some of those tests that our juniors typically take. We're looking at kind of a two-pronged plan where we'll have the multi-purpose room set up, spread out, where we can sit 30 or 40 kids at a time. We'll do a morning and an afternoon. That's for our juniors, and we'll rotate that through so that we don't have very many kids here at a time. With our hybrid kids doing one time, and then our online kids doing another time, and then we're probably going to have to figure out a way for kids that can't come in, how they're going to be able to take the test. There are ways to do that with some software that you can actually do the test from home. Um, those things haven't been tested. We're a little bit concerned about what that's going to look like, and whether families are going to have access to be able to download that software and be able to have a strong enough Wi-Fi connection to run some of those tests that do have some videos and different things. Um, but we'll see where that comes from. We're also aware that a new education secretary will be taking office not too long from now, and so that answer about whether or not the state can have a waiver for a second year might change. So we're gonna have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks whether or not that testing is going forward. If it does go forward, it will be the second week after spring break, more or less between spring break and May. We'll be taking those tests, and we'll break that up appropriately. Um, we do have we put together a new team of teachers called our student information team, the SIT team, and they've been put together several times to really look at remediation that's necessary this year. We have quite a bit of resources that's been provided by the state specifically for remediation and bringing kids up to stuff as far as um, grades and remediating learning loss that happened over the last semester. When you're looking at really the data statewide, researchers are saying that kids have lost anywhere between 6 months and 2 years during this COVID time and learning. And we're seeing some of that. I don't think we're seeing quite the extent that some communities are, but we're definitely having kids that just don't do as well on distance learning as they do in person. And we're going to have to do something to help make sure that these kids get what they need. So we have a couple of different programs rolling out. We're going to have an after school math class coming out. We have a tutoring program that we've just got into place. That's actually, the tutoring is being provided by people from one of the Cal States. That's all virtual and online. That's math tutoring. Um, we're going to be rolling out some other things over the course of the next several weeks and months. So watch for my emails, including probably some Saturday programs, including probably some programs that are specifically targeted on our current seniors, particularly some programs that are going to have to do with staff coming to different neighborhoods once that's once it's safe to do that. So those are all things that we're going to be looking at and rolling out in the very near future. And we're also aware that it's not just about education. It's not just about the learning loss, but a lot of students have been going through some ample trauma, during this time. So we'll have some sort of trauma related in services to roll out in the next couple of weeks and months as well. So those things, stand by with some of those things. You'll get a little more information on that. Um, Kind of falling back a little bit into the student events, but talking about honors and valedictory circle, I'll talk about those a little bit together. So first we have on February 4th, we're going to be holding our virtual valedictory tea to announce the valedictory circle, who's our valedictorian, who's our salutatorian. It's been a little tough, actually, to figure out rankings. They've changed a lot this semester and last semester and over the summer, as a lot of kids haven't challenged themselves, so that probably traditionally would have into either college courses or AP courses. And so the rankings have changed quite a bit. And we still have some kids that are taking advantage of that extension that we offered for first semester for the eyes. So we don't have final grades for all of our seniors yet. With that said, we're looking at about 22 kids probably that will fall on the valedictory circle. That could change 2 or 3 depending upon those eyes, like I talked about. Next Friday, Miss Erin, Miss Crystal, and myself, we're actually going to travel to each of the valedictory circle students' addresses, and we're going to be handing them an invitation to the valedictory tea and kind of a cookie gram. So we're giving some cookies that basically are kind of have some decoration that that say that you've made it into the valedictory tea, as well as some of that stuff. And then the valedictory tea itself is going to be virtual. It's going to be scheduled on February 4th. We're going to do something a little bit fun with it, but not too much to be said about that. Parents that are part of the valedictory circle will be invited separately. We're also having a virtual awards assembly on February 12th to celebrate student grades during both the spring and fall of 2020. Students with a 3.0 to 3.49 will be provided with honor certificates. 3.5 to 3.99 will be awarded with high honors. From 4.0 up will be on the principal's honor roll, and we'll have awards also for students that have distinguished themselves in specific classes or projects, or who have earned distinction in some other ways. I also should take this opportunity to announce our Guardians of the Month. These are the kids that have best exhibited, personified the qualities of a Legionnaire, including determination, kindness, collaboration, hard work. So in November, Josie Wiscott was the winner of that award. And in December, we actually had 2, Connie Moody and Jesusa Gonzalez Miguel, who are our guardians. Our guardians will all be included in kind of the annual drawing for our Legionnaire of the Year. And we also have been, got some college acceptances rolling in. I don't have a list in front of me, but that seems to be a pretty big list coming. And we've only been part of AVID for 2 years, but we just received an award for our first senior standout, Manuel Luna, who applied for I guess that award. I don't really know what that entails, but it's a certificate and an award program. And I think there might be even some scholarship money attached to that. What else did I forget about? I think that's it. So I'll go ahead and pass it on to Jen to talk about the staff lunch a little bit and BES.
All right, thank you. Sounds like you guys are really busy. Anyway, I'll start with BEF first, just to say that we're creating a flyer that has our upcoming meeting dates for February through May. Our schools aren't really using any of their money in the last month or so, but some of the schools did use their money in our accounts for some school purchases. It's kind of a strange year. We're not really, obviously no events. Enrichment is online. I did have a meeting the other day with 6 Crickets, which is an enrichment platform company. And because we really don't have anybody right now to run our enrichment program. So when we do come back on campus, we're not sure what we're going to do, but I don't think it's going to work out. They're our prices are a little steep, so not sure that's going to work out. Anyway, I can move to the staff lunch now, and I guess I want to know what you think, Dr. Fowler, as far as I know we're sort of waiting at this point to see when we come back. I'm holding on to money that people have Venmoed me because that's what they said they wanted to do, because we, sort of made the assumption that maybe we could do this in January or February.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't mind holding on to it. I've got a very specific list here of, keeping track of everything. But I guess I just wanted some feedback from everybody as to what they thought.
I'm of the opinion that we could try, again, who knows with COVID if we're, there could be changes, but maybe that Friday before President's Week or that Friday after President's Week in February, that might be a good sort of target.
So that's the 12th?
That's the 12th.
Okay.
We actually have our virtual awards show that morning, but after that, so for lunchtime that day or right around that, there doesn't appear to be any major events scheduled for now, and I know
Okay.
that's good, because any Friday before you have kind of a long break like President's Week, that might be a nice time to kind of celebrate the teachers and everything.
And it's right before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so you could repurpose it as kind of a Valentine's something instead of Christmas.
That works for me.
Yeah, I like it.
Jennifer?
So the virtual awards assembly was February 12th? I'm sorry.
Correct. It's February 12th.
Okay. Got it. Great. Thanks.
Okay. That's exciting. Very good. That works for me. I'll reach out to the parents and let them know that is the plan for now.
Right. And Leslie asked a question in the chat about students returning to BHS or so we actually are up in enrollment. We have about 7 new students overall that have come back since Christmas. Some of those, of course, are new to the community, and some of them are folks that have transferred to us because we're going to be open sooner. I know a lot of schools have said they're not planning on opening at all this year. So we've had a couple of folks from Fallbrook, a couple of folks from Valley Center. A lot of those kids previously went to Sullivan, so they inter-district transferred out, and now they're returning. So hopefully once they come back, they'll stay back. So I think we're up about 7. So that's good. So I think we're the only school in the district with increasing enrollment, and we've actually kind of grown all year instead of shrunk. So from the first day of school, I think we're probably up about 15. So that's good news as far as all that goes. And I know that enrollment and attendance and everything is sort of weird this year under the SB 98, but that puts us in a stronger position when things normalize. So that'll be good.
Okay, is there anything else you want to share or any questions anyone has? That was quick. That was like
well,
straight to business.
We do have our Adopt the Seniors fundraising campaign that's kind of gotten rolled out, and I know Ms. Rojas is planning on sending out some emails from ASB concerning that. And the idea here is that under our current situation in the state, we can't have a typical senior year. So the kids can't go to grad night. Both Disney and Six Flags and Universal Studios, for that matter, have all canceled their grad nights this year. They're all, I guess, probably planning on being closed through the summer. So we're not going to be able to have a prom. That seems unlikely at this point, and we are still hopeful for an in-person graduation, but we're not really holding our breath on that. We kind of have a plan A and a plan B as far as graduation goes. We might be doing some kind of combination of drive up and video, like we kind of like what we did last year, but maybe with maybe just a touch more contact than last year. So with all that said, the idea here is to get community members to donate a little bit of money into a common pool so that we can provide for the seniors these events in other ways. So if we raise a certain amount of money, we'll be able to get, well, we're going to get everybody a yard sign, and we're going to get everybody, you know, some stuff that shows they're a senior. You know, we're talking about like the pictures, kind of like what we do with sports, but for every seniors. That's kind of the first tier, and then the second tier, we want to be able to provide them with some gift cards, to be able to get some, you know, some pennants from the colleges that they want to go to. We want to be able to get them, you know, some music, some stuff like that, so that they can have that sort of a virtual prom. I know that's kind of foolishness. And then also be able to get them like a pass to one of the, you know, kind of second tier, if you will, amusement parks, so that once everything normalizes, they can get kind of have a grad night experience. Unfortunately, they'll have to kind of put that together on their own, but get them a pass to like Universal Studios or to something like that, so that once things have normalized, they can come together as friends and, you know, have that experience together. So there's other things on that list, and I don't have it in front of me, but that's coming in. That email's coming out from Ms. Rojas and ASB probably this weekend, and if not, early next week. Just to kind of do that. We've already raised a little bit of money in that area, and obviously the school's throwing some money in, and I'm throwing some money in. So we pretty much have tier one pretty much covered. But beyond that, we want to, you know, we want to be able to do as much as we can for these guys, because they've worked very, very hard, and we can all see that this has been an extraordinarily challenging time for not just our seniors, but certainly for our seniors and their parents. And so we want to, you know, we want to show them, you know, show them love, and kind of build from there. So that's really the only other thing that I have to add to that. But I think it'll be you know, a great way for parents and community to really show they care about the kids.
Great. Thank you for that. That's really cool. I look forward to seeing what that ends up being.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'll get this up online so people can watch it.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Dr. Fowler.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
And real quick, just so everybody knows, the school site council has been postponed until next Friday. I know that
Yes.
email came out yesterday, but we'll have some additional information for the school site council folks concerning safety plan, concerning the single plan or school plan for student achievement, and we'll also be looking at more information about testing that hopefully, you know, we'll have a little more by then. So that'll be kind of to come with that group.
Will you send out a new invite via calendar?
I think it went out this morning. I think Ms. Kara already did that, but we're going to be sending out an agenda.
Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah, I got the cancellation, but I didn't get the new one. I didn't
Yeah.
see the new one. Okay, got it. Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.